Wildcats dropped to 2-3 in conference after their 28-44 loss to Lamar, leaving the Cardinals 2-2 in the Southland Conference. Here's Daniel Zepeda with more. For James Network Sports, I'm Shera Niemirowski.
The Wildcats traveled across Texas to take on Lamar in Beaumont last weekend in hopes of getting back on track with a conference win. The Cardinals got on the board first, going 77 yards and 13 plays for the touchdown. Lamar's running back, Cade Harrington, gave the Cardinals a 2-score lead on an 80-yard run to put the home team up 14-0 in the second quarter. The offensive line continued to struggle for ACU, allowing the Cardinals to get several hits on quarterbacks Dallas Seeley and Parker McKenzie.
Get him! There you go! McKenzie.
After a field goal, Lamar continued to spread the gap between the Wildcats on a 13-yard strike towards the end of the half. ACU would trail at halftime while being shut out 24-0. The Wildcats came out of halftime and immediately drove the ball down the field, going 60 yards in over 4 minutes to get on the scoreboard 24-7. Parker McKenzie found receiver Cedric Gilbert for one of his 2 touchdowns on the game. Lamar responded with 10 quick points on a 38-yard field goal to push the lead up to 20, and then finishing a 49-yard drive with a touchdown towards the end of the third quarter, up 34-7. The third quarter would end for ACU with a 58-yard touchdown pass from McKenzie to receiver Jonathan Epps. McKenzie finished the game with 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. The Wildcats would set up first and goal from the 2-yard line with a 51-yard connection from McKenzie to Carl Whitley to give the Wildcats a prime scoring opportunity. Running back Herschel Sims would take it on the next play for a rushing touchdown to make it 34-21 Lamar at the beginning of the fourth quarter, giving ACU a chance to get back in it and pull out the upset. Harrington and the Cardinals responded on their next drive with a 62-yard touchdown run to put Lamar back up by 20. Harrington had a historic game against ACU, running the ball 28 times for a Lamar and Southland Conference record, 347 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. As a team, ACU was drastically outrushed, giving up 391 yards on the ground while accumulating just 24 yards on 29 carries. The Wildcats would score one more time to make it 44-28 Lamar with seconds left in the game. ACU drops to 2-2 in conference and will take on preseason conference champion Sam Houston State next week for homecoming.
You know, we've got to get some things fixed and got to get some things figured out. The number one thing is how we play in the first half. Our last 2 weeks, we've been played very poor football in the first half. In order to win the game, you got to get back in the game. You know, when you play so poorly in the first half, you can't expect the big play people back in the game. You got to play solid football, and we ended up with 2 turnovers while you're trying to do that. And what you saw tonight was a team struggling to stop the run, but you saw perhaps the most dynamic running back in the entire league. That's a matchup in Lamar's favor.